All right, y'all. For this one, we got another video from Jamari. The end of Ice Spice. Looking like a 69 guy right there.
So it's no
Just
secret
fine.
that rappers come and go every single year. One moment an artist can be on top of the game, with everyone wanting a feature, and the next they can be completely fallen off.
What technically was falling off? You know what I'm saying? I done made 30 million. I don't gotta do. Yo, do I gotta keep making music, bro? I don't need to, bro. I'm rich as shit. I don't need to
Get him up out of here. Get him up out of here, bruh.
make music. I do it because I know I still have fans.
And with that fall off, obviously
Clout.
comes a lot of
But what happened to Ugly Guy, bro? Man, I made like one song, one album. Never heard from him again.
scrutiny and public embarrassment.
No pump. Bro, there's so many. Hip hop has become an absolute disaster, bro. Bunch of clout chasers, vultures. Like, bro. Come on, man.
And the saying really is true that the quicker someone rises up, the faster they will likely fall back down to the bottom. There is a myriad of reasons for this phenomenon. For one, we obviously live in
The baby situation was crazy, though, because, like, he was on top and he was doing fine. Like, his music is not bad, but, I mean, it did get repetitive. But the thing was that statement that he made, oh, that cooked him. That cooked him. If he didn't make that statement, I still think the baby would have still been semi-relevant. I don't know. Man. I don't know. Hip-hop is in a changing space right now.
in the fast food era of media, from movies to music, and even videos and online content we digest on a daily basis. Most pieces of major media now seem to lack a certain quality they possessed in the past. And I'm not necessarily just talking about from a budget standpoint. Today things seem more rushed, more formulaic, less thought out, and moments tend to come and go faster than ever before. We live in an age of information and content overdrive, and with social media, anyone and everyone can now go viral. And every day there are millions of people desperately yearning and grinding away to try and get themselves out there. Meaning when someone does make it, there is a good chance that hundreds, if not thousands of people will try and replicate their success in some shape or form. And since
that's complete facts, bro. You make it one way, watch, everybody else is going to try to do that exact same formula. What was that one girl's name that played Call of Duty? Nadia? You remember, like, on your For You page on TikTok, if you was on there, or maybe even your YouTube shorts, or, you know, your Instagram reels, you know, she'll come on, she'll be like, I am the best Call of Duty gamer. And then it will show like a clip. And if you don't believe blah, 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 you know what I mean? And then what started happening? Everybody started trying to replicate that same formula. Sometimes what you got to do, man, you just got to do your own lane. You got to stay true to you and be the one writing your story. Don't let someone else write your story at the end of the day. Sometimes, I get it, we want things to come quick. We want success to come overnight because we live in a generation or a world now where instant gratification is so sought after that sometimes it's just something that we pursue subconsciously. Like, we're not even, like, sometimes we're not even, like, 100% meaning to do it. It's just like a subconscious thought. You know, you see, you know, how some people, I mean, even like that one girl, you know, who went viral for a random street interview. I mean, things like that happen, okay? But it does not mean that just because it happened for one, that it's going to work for 1,000, 100 of other people. You got to do your thing, and you got to do it good. Learn from your mistakes, learn to grow, and be patient. Stay consistent and keep doing your thing. And one way or another, it'll work out. Like, look at me. I would say I've been pretty consistent. I would say, you know, I've been, you know, bringing you guys these videos, these reactions, and whatever. We're having, you know, growth. It may not be growth that a channel will see where they get hundreds of thousands of subscribers and followers in, you know, a couple days or, you know, a couple months. You know, rather is, you know, we've been chalking away at this for a while now, and, you know, we're growing. It's slow progress, but, you know, slow progress is better than no progress. And sometimes that's how you have to look at it. Everybody's time is different, but, you know, just stay true to yourself and do your thing. and it'll probably work out. All right, come on, back to the video. That's my yap session for today.
Since most of the artists who blow up really fast do not have the fan base in place to carry them through the tough times, it's easy for these fickle fans to turn their backs on or simply stop caring about a rapper's music.
There's so many parts of that era of rap where like people got fame so fast, they were so young, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that was some of the foresight that he was saying, not even necessarily about quote unquote falling off, you know what I mean? You don't think he predicted anything?
I don't think he predicted shit.
No.
It's like trying to build a house with no foundation. Like if one strong gust of wind comes through, or adversity in this case, well, suddenly no one is playing the music, no one is going to the shows, other artists stop hitting you up, and the industry decides they no longer want to play with you.
In terms of like not picking up phone calls, I ain't no friendly anyway though, you know what I'm saying? So that ain't had no type of effect on me. Like I barely called. I ain't called. When I was on top.
Oh yeah, and you still owe the label 5 albums. You gotta pay back the advance they gave you, which is really just a high interest loan. They now own your masters, they own your likeness, and they're taking most of the money.
Bro, it's such a cook situation. Cause I get it. It's like depending where you're coming from, which a lot of these artists are coming from, probably lesser positions to where, a lot of people, I mean, not a lot, but, a majority of middle class people rest in. The first thing that they do, is when that money's presented in front of them, they're going to chalk up, they might chalk up, go do a little negotiation. But the 9 times out of 10, they're going to end up signing the contract, right? And the contract's never in their benefit unless they have leverage, which very few artists have leverage. But having leverage is not just you having a lot of streams or having a lot of clout or having a lot of fame or whatever. Is actually having a lot of knowledge and the right people in your corner, which will allow you to utilize that leverage correctly. So a lot of times they end up signing contracts. They got to drop 5-10 albums, right, before they can fulfill the contract. Then the money is like a pot. Each album has to hit a certain amount. They have to hit a certain gross, and if they don't hit that amount, they're not going to make any money on it until the label gets back their money that they invested in on it. So it's a screw situation. It is a loan, and it can be a lot. You know what I mean? But what I will say is sometimes their lives are better than what it was before. So sometimes you might deal with that crap rather than deal with the crap that you was dealing with before. So
from your tour, if you can still do that, to try and recoup their investment on not only
don't let it be a 360
failed artists before you. Not to even mention your new lifestyle and image you can no longer afford, eating away at your pockets. By the time many artists finally see this reality, it's far too late to turn back. Like even when you strike when the kettle is hot and the industry likes you, you still will likely be replaced at some point. This combined with an intense oversaturation of the music market has really affected an artist's chances of maintaining relevance for more than a couple of years.
Alright, I've been #1 song at or album sells this, and then I put out some shit that's I take a kind of a left turn and experiment with, a different, and it does not hit, and how fickle and how fast people can just be like, oh, he fell off, or it's a game of, you know, you ride these waves and what altitude you're at, and the inertia required to stay at this, altitude in pop culture and pop success and any of it, I mean, how long of a run can you, because it's crazy.
Now with that being said, let's talk about Ice Spice, a female rapper who took the internet by storm over the last couple of...
I will say hip-hop is one of the most interesting ones because hip-hop is a culture, you feel me? It's a cultural movement. So if you're just an artist that comes in, you make a couple good songs, you might hit #1 or whatever the case may be, but people ain't gonna rock with it because that's not what hip-hop's about. You know what I mean? So you might drop a couple of releases, they might hit, they might hit #1, whatever the case may be, but then after a while you fall off. You're not ingrained into the culture. You can literally see this with artists who have been at top of the game for a while, or artists who've just been around and relevant for a while within hip hop. You know, they're plugged in a different way than someone who just like pops up almost. You know what I mean? So
of years.
Just saying. That's why these people get replaced so easily
in her career, and now tens of thousands of people are unfollowing her every single day. Ice Spice is a New York rapper from the Bronx who started making music back in 2021.
How was that growing up there? Like,
it was fun. It was real fun. Like, you know, fighting off crackheads and shit like that.
And over a year later, she would find herself going viral with her music video for her song Munch. This was back when TikTok was turning out #1 records on a daily basis.
What the heck?
And for Ice Spice, that was really no different.
What is that?
How much was there before Munch? And then how long did it take for things to go crazy?
So there was a couple songs before Munch. It was probably like 4 songs, I think.
From the start, she knew that her greatest asset was just that. Shaking her rump, rubbing her cooch, and rapping in that New York accent made her infamous right off the bat. When I say that, I mean some people were hating on her, a lot of people were loving her, but all that mattered was that she was finally popping off.
Growing up, I always would just like write little raps and...
See, but here's what I will say about this. Is like she's not entirely cooked because her looks do transpire a lot of her music. She can simply just transition slowly into acting, into modeling. You know what I mean? Into beauty products, whatever the case may be. She can transition over into there, you know, if that's what she wants to do. Because for her image, how she looks is bigger than the music. Regardless of how you look at it, it just is what it is. And sometimes that's what you have. Sometimes people are, yeah, okay, let's go.
I never wrote like full songs though with like hooks and verses until I got a little older and I started to understand song structure more. But I always had like this like want to write, basically.
Even in promotional videos that she made before she went viral, it was beyond clear that she knew that her body was her ticket to fame. And at this point, she's one of those people who's known more for her likeness and her sex appeal than her actual music.
I feel like a lot of people think that, oh, I'm just like this like pretty girl that like post on Instagram, but there's like millions of pretty girls that post on Instagram, and like, you know, you have to really contribute to the culture in order to like matter.
I would actually say that her existence online is more like a meme than a rapper. Now, to be clear, the two do go hand in hand in her success, and she could not have one without the other. I mean, recently she was on stream with Kai Cenat. He tells her to freestyle, and guess what she does out of pure
Shake
instinct?
some booty.
Okay, let me hear you freestyle. Come up. Come up. Come up. Come up. Come up. Come up.
So much comes out, it goes viral, she signs a record.
To be fair, I wonder why that is a thing. Like, if you're a hip hop artist, the first thing that people ask you to do, no matter where you go, is freestyle. You go on the radio, freestyle. You go on a show, freestyle. Podcast, freestyle. Wherever you go, people are always asking you to freestyle, as if everybody who's a hip hop artist is a freestyle artist. Now, does that make you a better artist if you can freestyle? Absolutely. Now, the only reason why I say that is because when you go to some of the other genres in music, they don't ask them, oh, sing a song. Oh, do this. You know, I don't know, because I look at some, I don't know, man. I know freestyle is a huge part of hip hop, and I know a lot of artists that at the top do that. But freestyle is not even freestyle. A lot of freestyles aren't even freestyles. A lot of freestyles are just pre-written, predetermined music that's already been written, and then they just match it up with the beat, and they just go. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Record deal and start showing up doing live performances where her job is strictly to get up there and shake that ass. It was at that time that she would be seen frequently with Drake, and rumors of the two dating, of course.
Dude, that was so weird. Drake is, when I was just talking about the freestyle, Drake is notorious for that. But like, haven't you noticed like every girl artist or like actor that's new and up and coming, this Negro is always there? Just think about it. He always there. He ain't there for dudes. He always there for these young. And it's not even that they're underage. It's just that they're really like just young into the career. Like they just are getting started. They're just popping off. And here he comes. And the moments that he touch, the moments that he gets around, boom. All that clout, all that upwards trending stops. Peaks. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or surface from there. Under the label, she would release her first EP, which featured more viral songs like Bikini Bottom, In Her Mood, Deli, and Princess Diana with her longtime idol Nicki Minaj.
When I met Nicki,
dude, I'm not even gonna get into that.
In person, I was like at her studio and she was like doing her glam and stuff. And then
nervous?
I was nervous.
Yeah.
She came out, right?
Yeah.
And I was fine, but she came out and she looked at like my manager James and like Riot and stuff and my photographer and everything. And then she came at me. And when she came to me and she hugged me, I started crying because it just felt like I cried, but I walked away. Like I didn't say anything to her. I was just like.
This EP was a pretty massive success for her. I mean, to me it all sounds like one long song, but the target audience definitely ate this up. It was like the perfect music for women, and I would think gay men, to get ratchet to. Songs about being a baddie, twerking that ass, getting money, and things like that. Don't get me wrong, with this newfound fame also came a lot of new people who absolutely despised her.
I feel like when you're like huge, and people just gonna want you to fall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people be hating.
As long as people were talking about
no matter, the people just be hating the hate. It's crazy, but that's how you know you made it. When you got a bunch of haters, that's how you know. People hate on anything. There's certified haters, bro.
Her and she was still going viral.
Certified mama boy, certified
could care less.
Hater.
This EP was enough for the machine to be willing to pour more money into her career, and she would really hit it big with her next single, "Boy's a Liar," catching another viral TikTok.
This song was actually good.
Pushing her image into the public eye.
This song was good. I will give it. I think she should have went down this route, but this song was actually good.
Evidence that Ice Spice was playing the game correctly, she would get a shout out and even a feature on a Taylor Swift song called Karma, which in the music industry is like getting LeBron to back you and say you're a great
Taylor
player
Swift
who
is
he wants
huge.
on his
She's
team.
straight.
The two seemingly became friendly. Taylor Swift said that she was always listening to Ice Spice's music apparently, and she was even with her at the Super Bowl doing very weird things with her hands. And it really did seem like Ice Spice would solidify herself with the release of the massive Barbie movie last year, as her second song with Nicki Minaj would be synonymous with this Barbie resurgence. This hit actually made her the first rapper to release 4 songs that reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the very same year. Which
That's
is very
awesome.
hard for me to wrap
That
my
is
head
really
around
awesome.
when we've had artists like Drake, Eminem, Lil Wayne, Akon.
That is kind of crazy.
Amongst many others who have been absolute
wait. But time out. It's actually not that crazy, because if you think about it, throughout these artists that you just named, prime singles dropping like that weren't that big. Albums dropping like that, being featured on like that, weren't as popular and nuanced as it is today. Also, too, you have to think CD buys were not tied in like streaming is. I can pop on my phone and I can stream just about any song I want to. So can anybody that has access to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever they listen their music to. You see, early on, it was a little bit more difficult. It wasn't as accessible. You know how many people had them MP3 players, them iPods. It was iPods, right? Them iPods, and were downloading music. It didn't count. So, it kind of makes sense. And then also, too, it's like, it just, I don't know.
Over the years. Either way, 2023 was a great year for the ginger rapper.
They have you declaring her as the artist perfectly poised to have a breakthrough year in 2023. You feel like this is your time, this is your year?
For sure.
But 2024 so far has not been as kind to her, and it has me looking at her career through the same lens that I see someone like DaBaby, Just two individuals who struck lightning in a bottle, who had their own unique sounds, and went super viral, and then super mainstream for about a year or two, and then once that newness kinda wears off, every song kinda starts to sound the same, and when aided by a little bit of controversy, they start to fall off. Now, in the name of continuing her fast food music run, she would come out with a rather prophetic lead single for her debut album, Y2K, Think You the Shit, Fart, which was a perfect way to kick off this album. Think you the shit, bitch? You not even a fart. Yes, that is the chorus to this masterpiece. And this was actually a diss towards fellow female rapper Lotto, as the two had been sending subliminal shots at each other for the last year. Talk about a joke of a song that many people likely had to approve before it came out. She actually has a ton of bars over the years about pooping. I'm the shit. I'm that bitch. I'm Miss Poopy. I'm Miss Poopy, but I never smell. An artist's debut album is definitely something that could make or break their career, and with her using this as the lead single, that led to this album selling a modest 28,000 copies. Which, let's be honest, 28,000 is not that bad for an artist of her caliber, but with the backing of a major record label, and the fact that she was technically selling this album on pre-order for over 10 months before it would even come out, and then when you package that information with all this bullshit bundles artists can now count as sales once again, you'll see that the 28,000 number is very inflated.
I just want to... What is going on? Is that Travis? Who is that?
Can you guys imagine getting this?
Hold on. But time out. I just want to mention something here that plays a big part into this. You see, when you're a woman rapper, it is not as easy to pull in male listeners. Like, because for whatever reason, a lot of times, a lot of male listeners to hip hop, they are very subjective and critical of women rapping about anything that pertains to anything that has to do with any type of sexuality or their body. Also the image that they put out, the assumption is that they're selling their body. Rather, when a male artist comes out, he can pertainly rap about anything, and for him, the difficulty for a male artist to appeal to the female base is that he has to essentially access those feels here and there, because that is what's different in the dynamics of listening. Look at Travis Scott. Travis Scott probably has, for a male artist, Travis Scott, Drake, The Weeknd, they have a lot of, young women to middle age. I would say more young, possibly up to middle age. Not middle age, but like adults listening to their music. And when I say that, I say probably I'm going to about 30, 35. They appeal to them for different reasons. And the dynamic will always be different. But yes, for her caliber, 28,000 is not bad. I definitely feel that after she released the song Munch, if she came out with an album following up on that, I definitely do think she would have had probably closer to 40,000 album sales. And there's always a new person. I don't know. I'm just
Christ. The other thing is that
trying to put things into perspective here.
Lost over
this is going to be a long video.
Listeners on Spotify while producing her debut album in the process.
25 mil.
Songs are now cooling off, and her new songs are not hitting like the old ones. In fact, she doesn't even look happy in her natural habitat of twerking anymore. And now with this latest feud that she has found herself in, she is losing followers and fans at a massive rate. And it all really started when she decided to take a rapper named Cleo Trappa on tour with her. Basically, this Cleo person would come forward and say that Ice Spice treated her like shit during the duration of this tour.
Nobody should make you feel less than or make you feel like shit because they gave you an opportunity.
The two of them had apparently been industry friends for the last couple of years, but it sounds like the extent of their relationship was mainly public appearances and content creation.
It's like every time she's like inviting me out, because we never
That's
chilled
tough.
on some like chill shit, bro. Like it was never like just some chill. It was always like in the blogs the next day and the song is dropping too. So it was like, what? This girl kind of uses me for her rollouts.
She was set to open for Ice Spice, but was actually only offered this opportunity one day before the tour began, claiming that the reason Ice Spice invited her to come perform in the first place had to do with her trying to rebrand her image to make it look a certain way.
So the ending
Wait,
of
what did that
Had
say?
to do with her.
Ice Spice says she doesn't take colorism claims about her fame personally. Huh?
Her trying to rebrand her image to make it look a certain way.
So the ending of July, I get a call from Ice very early in the morning. Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come. And I'm just like, girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gagged. You want me to perform? She ain't never, ever, ever, ever brought me out on stage.
And despite worries about the last-minute invite, Ice Spice insisted that everything would be taken care of, from her travel accommodations like food and a place to stay, to her actual performances. Keep in mind, this was a strenuous, unpaid opportunity that would take months of her life. Now obviously, when someone goes on tour and opens up for another artist, it is usually a great chance for them to gain a ton of fans and exposure. So oftentimes the bigger artists will recruit someone who makes similar music to them, or at least someone who can capture a similar fan base. Like back in the day, I saw Logic and Big Sean open up for Kid Cudi, and it was amazing because I knew all three artists, and so did most of the crowd. So I'm sure Cleo saw this as a big opportunity, but apparently once she would go on the tour, the mistreatment would begin. For example, she claims that she would often be sent on stage before the show was even advertised to start, meaning she was performing to an empty venue.
Oh my God. That's sick. That's sick. And I wonder if on the tickets it actually said that she was opening. You know, like the flyers? You know, like the flyers?
Show starts at 8. It would even say 9 sometimes. And guess what time I was going on?
What time?
At 7:30, 7:45.
Wait.
I was going on before the show starts. So that was kind of weird. And
Oh yeah, that's very weird. I just went to a concert on Friday, and it started at 10. All right, I got there at like 10:15. The first artist had just got up there literally 15 minutes ago at 10. And then the other opening artists or DJs came up until Duke Dumont got on. And he didn't get on until like 12:31. That's what I mean when I say like stuff like this. That's gonna get you cooked.
Itself.
Now apparently this was only the tip of the iceberg on this shitty situation.
Performing, lies, colorism, hotel rooms, tour bus, DoorDash, racism, food, right? Whoa, what is going on? Hold on.
She claims that she had one day to prepare for the tour.
Literally one day. So I'm just like, what do I have to pay for? Nothing. You're gonna be with me. You're good. You're gonna be with me.
She wasn't allowed to bring anyone with her, and that she wasn't even listed on the lineup. And basically it sounds like she felt like she was being treated as a second-class citizen, not having a dressing room, not having a hotel room to sleep in, and not being included in team meals while on the road.
She lied. She said that she would get all that.
And we just sitting on the bus. We just like, yo, like, can somebody come with us to McDonald's? Like, nobody want to walk there by themselves. We fake want a man with us. They like, oh, that's mad far. Like, nah, like, word, there's a desert, it's scary. I'm like, okay. Nobody said anything about food still. Come to find out, everybody ate.
Oh, yeah.
Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what? They all went to a steakhouse.
Look, obviously all this is legit, as I have to say here on all this stuff on this channel. But, you know, if this is true, which I don't see why she'll get up here for 4 or 5 parts and lie. Yeah, Ice Spice cooked. GG's.
Basically, it sounds like she was not part of the plan
GG's.
at all, and that by the end of the tour, it felt like she had overstayed her welcome. Remember, she wasn't even getting paid, and she even claims that while she was performing, her debit card was used to buy designer items behind her back, and it really just seems like the opportunity was not worth the stress, nor the time, or the effort that she was putting in, and that the opportunities she was missing out on
Back. All right.
to be there were far greater than what this had all turned into. On top of that, Ice Spice apparently stopped talking to her at all right in the middle of this tour, and basically outside of a stylist that she made friends with, she was pretty much on her own.
I didn't have a room.
That's messed
I
up.
was told I was going to be with her, but I didn't have a room. No room for me backstage at all. I was in her dressing room. I didn't have no writer. I was with her. I was so confused. Like, you're not being my friend, so I'm going to make more friends. Like, girl, it's like she wanted me to be miserable and alone, and it just didn't happen because that's not
Why
what God
bring
had
someone
planned for
on
me.
tour
As some of you may know, or probably
if you're
don't
not
know, I
gonna
am a
hold it
personal
down?
Stylist, and I was
Oh,
hired as a backup stylist for Ice Spice tour. And when I say everything that Cleo was saying is dead ass true, is dead ass true. The first thing that caught me off guard was when I first made it there. Okay,
what he got going
I get with
on?
Spice, and me and her cool as hell, so we just be regularly talking about shit. I see she type got an attitude, so I asked her like, "What's up? Like, you good?" type shit, like, you know, filling her out. She like, "Oh yeah, I'm cool. Woo, woo. It's just Cleo black ass doing too much." I'm like, damn, hold up.
GG's. That's the end of Ice Spice. GG's, bro. Yeah. You see? Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care where you go in life. I don't care if you are famous. I don't care if you become a CEO. I don't care if you become a manager. I don't care if you become a director, a GM, whatever you may become. Understand something. You are never too big. You are never too big. You are never too big, and you are never, 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 never shall you look down upon other people. I'm telling you, that stuff will catch up with you.
So now I get back in.
People are always listening.
She on FaceTime with Riot. She letting him know like, yeah, she doing too much. She blowing my scale. She was like, bitches gotta go. They asking for too much. Woo, woo.
You
bitches
invited her,
bro. Like, I'm really tired of her black ass.
Whoa.
And I'm like, damn, like, why does she keep saying this?
Yeah, why
like,
she ain't black?
And let's be honest, guys, it's not rare for an opener to get less than preferential treatment while on tour with a bigger
And
act.
that's okay.
We do hear a lot of stories
But they should
about
be
openers
fed.
not even spending any time at all around the main act, despite them being on tour together for months. But granted, this was apparently her friend, who she allegedly begged last minute to do this with her.
I took a step back and just made the opportunity what I could make it. But it wasn't genuine at all. Nothing that you do is genuine. Everything is calculated. Like I said, I was the token black friend. You didn't have your other best friend around because you said that she didn't match your aesthetic. Like, there's something very wrong with somebody that is only friends with somebody for their aesthetic. Look how you talking to me like you was never even my friend, bro. She's just like, bro.
I got boys, I got day ones that I don't care. I don't care if they come in shorts and a t-shirt. I don't care if they come in suits and ties. I don't care. Those are my homies. That's the gang right there. You feel me? It don't matter. That stuff right there, that's cheap. And you will burn every single bridge that you have down. And when you need the most and you get left with nothing, who's going to be there for you? No one. Because you told them to leave. That's messed up.
Oh, this is why you're never going to be anywhere. This is why you're never going to get nowhere. If I was a careerless bum, why would you even bring me on tour?
Lastly, she would claim that Ice Spice has sold her soul.
So everybody hold hands. Hold hands, hold hands. Lord, thank you so much for bringing this amazing group together right now with this amazing stream and our amazing teams, Lord. We are all from the same place, and we are all trying to get to the same place.
What is he doing?
We all want to experience different things in our lives, Chad. So thank you so much for bringing all of us together. And I pray that you allow us to grow on other people, on each other. And I pray that you allow us to reach any measures in this life. And you just watch over us daily. You bless us. You allow us to bless other people with our work and our amazing craft. And you help us enjoy this night. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. She would also share this text message exchange they had where she expressed her frustrations after the tour. And
at that point, just
pretty
call.
much just replies in these
I'm
messages
not reading all
that none
that.
of that was her fault and that it wasn't that deep. Later, she would even respond to these claims on a Twitter space where she had this to say.
Y'all put in laughing faces. Y'all know this is not funny. Bitch, you not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much food, you fucking vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big ass room. Bitch, can I play with my one time?
Now, this made people even more upset, and they
Wow.
called out Ice Spice's hypocrisy
Wow.
for clowning this woman for eating.
Wow. Woo! There's always two sides to every story, but there's always a truth in the middle. No, that's actually a crazy thing to go out and say, because now you're trying to bash her. You feel me? You're not upset at the situation. You're upset with her. She's upset at a situation that happened, and it pertains to you and how you treated her. You are upset with her because she's calling you out on your ish.
Eating a lot, when many speculate that she's been off that Ozempic weight loss program. And the speculation actually got so strong that she released this workout weightlifting video that really didn't prove anything. People also claim that she basically is someone who thinks that her shit don't stink and that she has way too big of an ego for how volatile her career is at this point. I mean, honestly, I didn't think this was the biggest deal in the world or really cancel worthy, but with most of her fans being women, they aren't going to like the whole mean girl shit, especially when it feels like she was punching down here on someone who was supposed to be her friend, someone who
I disagree with that. They for sure would like the mean girl stuff. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. I'm not even trying to be bogus, but come on, can we take a look at what happened with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj, Meg, Lotto, Nick. I mean, Nicki's been on top of the game, the top woman artist for years. And she has had beef with a lot of other women artists. And I'm not saying that she's right or I'm not saying that she's wrong. But come on. We absolutely know that you can be a complete hole, a complete a-hole, and be straight.
On this tour
People eat that stuff up.
I don't know. To me, if I'm her manager, we aren't releasing any more albums. Just the occasional single trying to go viral on TikTok. And honestly, the primary focus shouldn't even be on rap anymore. I think she has to transition into an influencer or an IG model or an OF girl or some shit like that.
No, not OF.
Her music career are closing pretty damn fast. But I do want to know
I
what
say
you
she
guys
transitions
think about Ice
to
Spice. I
acting,
want to know
bro.
what you think about her career. I've yet to meet a
Move
big
into acting.
Ice Spice stan in my life, but I'm sure they're out there. But either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other rap beef out here needs to be covered, so I'm out.
W Video Jamari, bruh. W Video. I don't think she should move into that. I think she should move into acting. Those other choices, you can't always do that. You can always do that. It's the easy choice, but I think that she'll make a pretty good actor, especially if the role is a seductive role. I'm just saying. Sometimes we all got different views and perspectives on how things can play out. I'm just sharing mine, buddy. All right, thank y'all. Hey, make sure you hit that like and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 1,000. I know I was yapping a lot in this video, but I did it for a reason. All right, I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be smooth.